Hey, it's Pike. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. Today I am gonna do something a bit different. As you can see in the top right, 1-star village urgent quests, back to basics. I have not done any of the single, the solo stuff. The stuff that you have to do by yourself. I've only played with Whirl. On occasion I've played a little bit longer after he's gotten off, but I haven't done any of the solo stuff during those times. And underneath that, 4-star master rank quest completion. We've gone a long ways without me touching the very basic stuff. We get the quest from Hinoa right behind me on the bench. So I'm thinking today I'm gonna mess around and try and show off some of the weapons, whether it's me showing it off or I use some official Monster Hunter videos stitched in to show off the weapons that I got some interest in trying, that I haven't really, I've only played, if you've seen my stuff before, I'm a lance main through and through, as you can probably see, but I've played a bit of greatsword, a bit more longsword. I've played with the bow guns a bit. I've played a little bit with, I prefer the light bow gun over the heavy bow gun, if you're thinking about that. And I've played a little bit with sword and shield. And I think that's it. Oh, I've played the hammer quite a bit as well. That's probably my second favorite, at least in this game, after the lance. But other than those, I haven't touched any of the other weapons. I don't think I'm gonna... I'm thinking about, depending on whether I'm feeling lazy or not, making a poll on YouTube to put up alongside this video. To be like, hey, vote towards which weapon you'd like me to go through these, solo quests with, and try out something new, probably. Unless you're really wanted me to do a greatsword or a longsword, because those are pretty popular, even though I've already played those a decent bit. And you'll probably see some videos down the line come out with those. I think there's already been a couple of greatsword ones and I'm not very good with it. I miss a lot. But either a poll or just have you leave a comment, and maybe what weapon specifically you'd want me to kind of go down the tree towards. But yeah, I guess I'll just start from the top. So see you in a second. I'm probably gonna fiddle around with it, get used to the weapon a little bit on my own before I show you myself, so I don't embarrass myself too much. But see you in a second. Okay, I've messed with the greatsword a little bit. Very much still not good at it, but I'll try and give you a quick little overview. I set it all the skills swapping just to the basic stuff, I'm pretty sure. Main thing is just you charge up a couple of times in a row to get this off for big damage. When you're charging, you can tackle through monsters' attacks. You can do a couple other things, but from what I've heard people say, is basically you basically just want to do this charge slash stuff. But I'm not very good at hitting. There's that too. Sometimes I do it by accident, sometimes I do it, I think, on purpose. Oh. Yeah. So you charge up, and then you tackle, and then you do your right click attack, rather than your normal left click. And then there's the Silkbind skills. This one, I think, is like a bit of a buff. I can't remember exactly what it does. I'll probably, whatever weapon I choose, I'll probably end up just messing around with the different skills and just finding what I like myself. This is the other one. You can also do like a plunging attack, which I like. Yeah, I don't know much other than that, so that'll be a bit of the greatsword, and it'll be debatable whether I show myself doing this stuff or I just show like an official thing. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, and for the long sword, I'm not very good at the counter that it's got, but the main thing is, if you take a look at the top left, under my health and stamina bar, there's like the icon for a sword, not the one on the left that's surrounded in green, but the one that's currently got like halfway yellow. Doing attacks will fill the center with gray. Doing these attacks will expend that gray bar, and when I do that slash, it'll upgrade the level, so now it's red, and that'll do more damage, I'm pretty sure. And I can expend it for stuff. And like the counter is this, so I do that like right as an attack happens. That'll. But my problem is, like, you need to do an attack before you can do that, like, action. Like, if I just try and do it outright, I just do like a normal attack. But if I do it again, then I have that. Here's a special sheath. You can do a couple of different attacks with it. You saw me do one earlier where it was a double slash in it, make it so the gray bar on the sword grows naturally without having to do hits to fill it. So it'll let you fill it up faster. There's this one. So I can do a couple different things. There's just that normal one, and then I think that you can do this one. Very anime attack. And then with double the things, there's like a bigger counter you can do. And you can see in the top left, I think that the second attack that I did, like the more anime one where you had attacks pop up after, that takes a level, so it went from red to yellow, I believe. I don't think it might have just went out by itself, but yeah. This is a weapon that I like. Whirl and I played through the vast majority of World a couple of months ago, and this was the weapon that I used the second most in World after the lance once again. Though in this game, my second favorite is the hammer. But yeah, this is, I don't know, I like it, but I don't like it as much as I did in World, I don't think. And I've never been good, whether it was months ago in World or in this game, anytime I've used it. I've basically never used the counter because I suck at it so much. Just like I can anticipate the attack, but then I'm like, I keep on forgetting I need to do an action before I can actually do the counter. But it's a fun weapon. I'm pretty sure it's the most popular weapon in the game. Like in the series, honestly, probably. But we're gonna go to the next one, so see you in a second. Okay, and this one's the sword and shield. I'm not very good at this one, but I do like it because I do enjoy, as you can see, like there's slashing damage to the sword, but I can do like blunt stunning type damage with the shield that you can see. Which, if the monster's head was lower, if he gets blunt stunning attacks to a head of a monster, you can knock him down and knock him, like just stun him. So I enjoy it because I have learned to love the hammer in this game. And that's all about hitting the monster in the head. And then there's also, I'm not very good at getting it set up, but this is like the main thing you want to do apparently. When I was doing it earlier, when you saw I only hit the head at the top, like right at the end there, I was hitting the body as well as I was falling down. I'm not sure if there's some other like function for it that I'm like missing or something. But yeah, I guess the main thing is you can do a left click for what I just did last time when you're in the air, or you can do a right click, which I think is the more of a shield attack. See, I hit the body there, but I was doing that with a left click as well. Maybe it's just the hitbox is a bit funky and I'm not hitting it, but you have this, which I just think is basically like skipping right to the end effectively of that perfect whatever it is. And there's also this attack. And this is, I'm pretty sure these are just the basic starting switch skills. So I do like this. Once again, all the weapons I've used so far are ones that I've played before. I guess that I'll probably just go through all the ones I've played, whether it's in order or not. I've been going in order, but yeah, I do like it a bit. So let's go on to the next one. I hope I didn't miss too much, if anything, but yeah. Okay, these are the dual blades, and I am not very good with it. I don't really understand it too much. But I think that I'm attacking kind of crazy right now because similar to the longsword, there's another gauge with a sword. Let me, yeah, kind of just get that out of the way. Well, the attacks I'm doing spend that gauge, I'm pretty sure, which is like Archdemon mode or something. So this is a very fast weapon, and I was surprised how quickly I was chewing through my sharpness, which is that, if you don't know, that's the gauge to the left of the gauge I was just mentioning that we just went through. I'm not sure if I need anything, because there's a very cool attack. I think I might need to be Indian mode to do it, but at the cost of, if you look at the yellow bar at the very top, you'll see that this will start rapidly going down when I enter what they call demon mode. No, I'm not close enough. You just get way different attacks and you fill up that bar. Yeah, that's most of what it is. And then there's what is it? There's this. It does attacks on top of what you're doing. You can see those little threes popping up. And then it blows up and does a bit of extra damage on top. Can't remember if this other one. Yeah, that was the next one, but I think the other one costs 2. And there's also, this monster's pretty short, but I think this is what is like the super flashy attack for this weapon, where you'll like, I don't know, be like a fucking wheel of blades rolling down the monster's back, but since it's so short front to back, it doesn't really show very much, but you can see me pop up and for a second spin. I think that's what that is and how you activate it. Which is getting airtime and hitting the monster then, I think. And the other one... Piercing Bind. So it's this. Is it not? Yeah, not. Let me check. I'll try and remember to cut this out. I just can't remember what the input is. And I might be doing it. I might be misdoing it. Middle and right. Control direction. Ah, so it is just the closed rapidly. I guess I'm mistaken it for something else. Must be thinking of another weapon real quick. So it's just to close the distance, I guess. Was that really just it? Because you can already kind of do that with any weapon. Well, I guess it's, you can do it while you have your weapon out. You don't need it unsheathed. Maybe that's it. Perfect for a good start of the battle. While holding... Well, instantly... So it's a counter attack as well. I forgot that. But, yeah, I guess that'll be that for showing off those. I was thinking about doing the lance, and I guess that I might as well just quickly go through it, but like this is, we're not going to do this. This is my main. This is having you guys see stuff and tell me what you want so I can mix it up and try out some new weapons, hopefully. But it's just the main combo to go through is 3 pokes and either a backstep. What is it again? There we go, that's it. You also do a big block, which I think is, this is any direction, so even if a monster was attacking from behind, I'd still technically block, doing that like super block. This one, this is like a bit of a counter and a buff if I counter something. And this one, yeah, this one lets you just close the distance and stay on a monster. These aren't ones that I usually use that much. And the very famous charging attack. You can jump during it. Because one of the switch skills I put on, I haven't been able to do this attack for a while. Which was very nice to close distance, like short amounts of distance. And if you want to close long distance, you want to do the charge. Yeah, it's my favorite. But we'll move on to the next one. Okay, this is the Gunlance. I'm not very good at it once again, but I do have some interest in it because it's a lance. Though I feel like it's lacking so much mobility in comparison to the normal lance. That I feel like I'd want like a evade extender or whatever it is. Yeah, I guess I should explain a little bit of just normal stabs and whatnot. And then you also have the shelling. It's not like an actual gun really, it's almost, I guess you could think of it almost like it's firing some hefty blinks, because it's just like an explosion out of the front of the gun rather than like a projectile. And you got this reload, which is faster if you do it after an attack. But if you don't do it, it takes a little bit longer to get back into action, I guess. This rising stuff, this worm stake cannon. That's underneath the sharpness bar, that's what that is. So if I like do that again, I don't have, yeah, so I just did the same attack effectively, but the stake didn't come out because I don't have it right now. Yeah, that's not too much. There's this as a switch skill. And the other one's a counter. You also have this, like a bigger explosion, which sets that bar underneath the worm stake cannon even further. So that's something that just charges back. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I don't dislike it, but the movement, and I need to really get a hang on not doing the worm stake cannon without having it, because that's just a big animation without any payoff if you don't have it, I guess. But yeah, I'd want a lot of evade extender, I think, if I were to do this. Yeah, just a big stab when you're stuck in that animation, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I show that, but you can, with the base skills set, you can charge your shots for a bit extra damage. That was 23, normal's 15. Yeah, that's interesting. So that's another option. Okay, and now we're on to the hammer. I got the hang of this one pretty quick, because most of the skills I'm kind of used to. I think I only swap out like one of them, but for just normal attacks, it's this, and I lowered the head so you can kind of see this is stunning the monster. This is the right side clicks. This is like what you really want to punish with. And then there's also charging attacks. And the different colors throughout different attacks. So this red one says charged side blow, charged upswing, and you got this one, spinning bludgeon, which I only recently figured out. I didn't like it at first because I'll show it, but if you don't finish off like while you're swinging, like if you don't click like during the swing, you just kind of get stuck in an animation where it flops off to the side. But if you finish off with an attack, you get like a big, spinning strong upswing. Then you can also, while charging, you can right click to change the type of charge you have. So that was the full one right there. Step Smash was that one was called. Purple one, charge side blow. Brutal charge upswing. And then for these, like especially this switch skill, like Silkbind attack, if you do it while charged, you get extra hits off. This is what I tend to like to try and get a punish out. See how I did 2 attacks? If it wasn't charged either to that level or just at all, you'd only have one It was like 2 separate hits of 300 or something, I think. But it would only be a single hit of that amount rather than double. And then you have this one, which is also good. That, like, spinning, you get this also from sliding down hills. But then you can do that anywhere if you have the silk bugs. Yeah, this is my second favorite weapon, so I guess this is like the lance, throw the hammer on a lower priority unless you're absolutely in love with the lance, like the lance or the hammer. But we'll just move on to the next one. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm too dumb for this hunting horn. Like, I can't, like, my brain just can't focus that much on swinging out very specific attacks to get certain buffs going and whatnot. Maybe sometime in the future I can dive into it, but it's too much for me. I'm very dumb, and my memory's shit on top of that, so it's not helping in either case. So we'll move on to the next one, and we'll skip this one. It won't be an option, at least for the time being. Okay, and this one's the switch axe. I also, once again, I haven't used this weapon at all, so I'm, once again, not very confident in how to use it. There's another one where you charge your gauge. I think, I was looking at the switch skills, I think that this switch skill, yeah, helps your gauge go up. So you have this axe mode. But then you can also swap into a sword mode, which is where your power actually comes from. And you also have this, like elemental discharge or whatever, and it also buffs your axe mode. Like, it throws you back in the axe mode, I guess. And you also have this switch skill. I just missed basically most of it, but yeah, I'm liking it, but once again, I need a lot of some time to get used to it, though. I guess that's what we do. By going through these low tier, like low star quests and whatnot, low rank, 1 star and then 2 stars, working our way up again, just to get used to whatever weapon we end up going with. Yeah, that's an interesting one, and then that went pretty fast actually, just from explaining it, but faster than most of them. But I'm liking it a lot. I guess it's going fast because I must understand it's just a little bit more than the other ones that I haven't played. But next one. Okay, once again, this one's feeling pretty complicated, and I'm not too dumb to get it to do what I wanted to do. But this is another one I'm liking it though, but like it's, I don't know, I just can't move how I want to move in my head. But I need a lot of practice, I feel like, just to get a hang of this, but I'm liking it more than a hunting horn for one that I'm too dumb currently to do anything with. So I think this one's also going to be off of the list for stuff to vote towards. Yeah, I just feel too dumb to get a hang of this in a short time. Like, I feel like I need to really just sit down for a couple hours, just looking through a tutorial. And I don't feel like doing that anytime soon, so Yeah, we'll move on to the next one and see how it goes. Okay, this one's pretty cool, but I feel like I'm still kind of struggling with it. But it eats up stamina like crazy, so yeah, it's kind of like you got just normal attacks. This is the insect glaive. But you also have the glaive itself isn't the insect. You can see on my arm. I got the insect, and you send it out and retrieve it to get things that are like buffs, I guess. And that can change your attacks and whatnot. It's like a retreat or something. And this one's like a pretty big attack. Those are the Silkbind skills there. And you also have... This is what eats up all the... stamina. You like leap up in the air and fly around a bit, it seems like. You know, this is another pretty popular weapon. It's either big damage or big flash, like being flashy or whatnot. It seems to be the most popular. Sadly, Lance is not that popular. This is a cool weapon, though the buffs don't last that long. You can do like another thing, like there's a thing where I think I spent the buffs, and the bug like left like a smoke or something on the monster.
Good job.
Because they're just leaving it on the monster, there's that bar going down. No, that just
Nice one.
can't stay on the monster. I'm not sure what that was, but I can learn it later. That's another option, and I think I don't really have, like I tried the bow once a while ago in the training area when Roll and I were just kind of waiting for my files to transfer from my computer to my external hard drive. And we were just killing time in the training area, and I think it's another weapon that I need like a tutorial or something. And I don't have as much interest in. I'm thinking probably not gonna choose the bow guns either, because once they're not the most interesting weapons, and I've used both of them a decent bit from in World and in Rise, though more in World. So I guess it's just gonna be basically the melee weapon, so either greatsword, longsword, sword and shield. So I'd say I've used the greatsword, so I'd say knock it down a notch if you're something you want, unless you want me to play it really bad. Same with the longsword, knock it down a notch. I've played it a decent bit. Sword and shield, I've dabbled with it a bit, so I guess only knock it down a smidge if you're thinking about it. I haven't played dual blades, so I guess keep that normal on your mind. Lance, really knock it down. It's my fucking main. So unless you're also obsessed with the lance like I am, don't vote for it. Gunlance I haven't used at all. Like this was like, I think I've used it in the training area once again when we were killing time, but this was basically like the first time I really leaned into it. Hammer, knock it down a lot, like Lance. These are my favorites in this game. So, unless you really love Hammer, don't vote for it. Hunting Horn, off the list. My brain's too small for it. Same with Charge Blade, too small brain. Switch Axe was cool. I haven't used it at all, so that's like a normal voting. Don't feel like you can't. Insect Glaive, once again, normal. So like Insect Glaive, Switch Axe, Gunlance, and Dual Blades. Don't knock it down a notch in your brain, because I haven't used it, so feel free to vote for these heartily. Knock these down a lot, unless you're, once again, unless you're absolutely in love and you really, 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 really want me to just play a bunch with these. And then Great Sword, Long Sword, and Sword and Shield. Middle of the road. I've dabbled with them in the actual videos I've recorded so far, but not a lot. So yeah, I'll either, if there's not a poll and like the pinned comment, then just leave a comment, or I guess just both. And if you see, I doubt this will get too much traction. I'm thinking I'm gonna leave this up for like a week before we actually dive into this, just so there's some time for it to potentially gain a bit of traction, have some people vote for what they'd want. But yeah, it's gonna, if you see somebody comment something that you like, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, just stick to the poll if I end up doing that. But yeah, this is gonna be, once again, to go down the line of
a special quest has been added.
These quests.
Which quest would you like?
Which I've been meaning to do, but once again, I'll reiterate. Looking at the top right. 1-star village urgent quest back to basics. That's like the first thing you're supposed to do, I think. And then we're on master rank 4-star at the current time, where we have the DLC area unlocked. We're pretty far in the game, I think. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.